Good morning. We're going to get some chores done this morning and feed the cows, feed the goats, and it's a nice morning actually. It's been hot the last few days and the sun's shining, it's bright, but man, it's nice out here right now. Much appreciated. One of the things that I try to do as often as I can is I try to put the cows out on pasture. It's called like rotational grazing basically, and it's a form of regenerative agriculture. And not only is it beneficial for the cows because they're getting good grass, but it's really beneficial for the ground because they trample it down, they prune it basically, and then they also, in the form of poop and pee, fertilize it. I'm gonna move panels and then when everybody else is awake and I get some help, I'm gonna move the cows out to the corral area that I set up and let them have some grass today. I've also got some pretty exciting stuff happening that we're looking forward to and we're looking forward to sharing. So not just yet. We got to make sure everything happens the way we think it's going to happen. But if it does, we're pretty excited to share it with you guys. So stay tuned and hopefully it'll be soon when we get to share this interesting stuff. If you look behind me, I don't know if you can see it, but down here towards the bottom of our field is where we've grazed already. Can't see it from up here, but if you go down there you can see it. So I'm just working my way across the front, and then I'm working my way up and then across again and give the cows a good bite of good grass. So hey boys, what do you say, boys? Good morning, ladies. Morning, guys. As you can see, that little rooster right there. If you've ever seen a rooster with Napoleon complex, that's gonna be him. He thinks he's the toughest guy ever. If you turn your back on that rooster, he will attack you. And if you're wearing shorts or something that he can get through, it actually hurts. Because he thinks he's just the biggest, baddest rooster out here. And he's not afraid to try to let anybody know that he is the biggest, baddest rooster. So I've got a guy I work with. You guys saw when I broke the tractor, or not the tractor, but the auger, and got the auger stuck in the ground. And then you guys saw me fixing it and saying I bought grade 8 bolts because it's not going to break again. So I was telling a coworker, a guy I work with, and smart guy. I was telling him about it, that I put grade 8 bolts in, and sorry, I'm on snake watch, we're seeing snakes now. I told him that I put grade 8 bolts in there, and he said, you probably shouldn't do that. I said, oh? I said, why not? He said, well, most of the time those are determined to have shear bolts in them. So you might want to make sure, because you don't want to mess up the gearbox if you're supposed to have a shear bolt in there. And I thought, well, that's a pretty good idea. So I checked, and sure enough, it's supposed to have grade 5 bolts, because the bolts are supposed to shear and protect your gearbox. So I got to get new bolts, put them in the auger so I don't mess up the gearbox. So Russ, I appreciate you. Thank you. He'll never watch this. He's not big on YouTube, but he's a smart guy, and I appreciate you, Russ. So here's where they've been. I put them all along the front over there, and then all the way along this front, and this is where their pin was. So I'm going to move their pin. That's basically my property line, is right over this pole and the phone box. So I'm just going to move the corral up, basically to where I'm standing. Well, that's how we do that. Usually doesn't take that long. I made a mistake and put a panel in the wrong place, and so I had to redo a bunch of it, but that's all right. So now it's done, and here in a little while we'll get the cows out, and they'll be able to eat some of this grass up. We're getting ready to bring the cows out. We got the pin set up here behind us, and got their water full in the blue bucket right there. And so we're gonna bring them down. You guys get to come along with us. I think he's barking at the big bird. Yes. He's like, I will get you. We've been working our way up the hill, and the cows are enjoying having some grass. It's kind of not green hardly anymore, but it's still grass nonetheless, and they've been enjoying it. And I figure we'll give them grass until there's no more grass to give them, I guess. They're not enjoying their bale of hay, so we'll keep moving them and giving them grass.